Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is? Tuesday. Brewsday, Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's time for Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here's Drez and Big Nate.
And a lovely Tuesday it is once that sound happens. Brewsday Tuesday brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store in downtown Blacksburg, where I'm happy to say this round, I'll have to double check, but I believe the next round as well. I think all these beers did come from the cellar. I went shopping there just a week or two ago and grabbed them. And I figured there's no shortage of sweet beers, no pun intended there. So I decided to put together a little bit of a dessert show. So I just popped from the brewery, which anytime you see a beer from the brewery, you know it's going to be gold. This is their bakery series. And I just ready to pour the oatmeal raisin cookie, which is an imperial stout with raisins, cinnamon, and natural vanilla flavor, coming in at 8.3%. This is going to be delicious.
I'm very intrigued about that. I hate raisins, but it's a texture thing, not a flavor thing. So very intrigued by that one. I've got the Three Notch Brewing Company Biggie S'mores Imperial Stout with chocolate malt and graham cracker flavor. And it flat out says right here on the can, the most important thing I think for this episode, this BIG Stout is literally dessert in a can. 8% flat ABV, 40% or 40 IBUs. And I'm going to stop throwing percent around because that's clearly not working for me. I'm very glad that you found this theme because last night I just finally finished off the good candy in my Christmas stocking.
Oh yeah, what was that?
I've still I finished the last of the Reese's cups and I finished those rainbow stripes you brought me back from
Oh
Scotland.
yeah, how was it? Just one long one? The belts or whatever?
It's a bunch of different ones.
Okay,
but like, do you remember it? Not fruit by the foot. It was I think they may have been like fruit leather. I don't know what the candy was, but it was like dried fruit and it was like in a sheet. You get it when I was a kid. It
so
came
kind of like the
a
fruit
pack.
roll up, but
Yeah,
but not the fruit roll ups because that was like the smaller ones.
yeah.
You're talking about the big ones.
Yeah.
It was like almost like an oval or something.
It was so good. It was hands down.
I remember
you brought back 3 items. It was my favorite out of all of the Scottish candy. All delicious.
What was the other one? Was just the
Random
hodgepodge, just little characters and stuff.
There were some that were really good. There was one that was like Gushers.
Oh, I like Gushers.
Just
so there were even different styles of.
Yeah, like it was just
pretty cool.
I'm assuming like kind of when you're making candy, you have carryover between batches and you just kind of throw them in. It was all delicious, but the ones that stood out to me were the ones that were like Gushers because they had like real fruit juice on the inside. But
so you like those?
Yeah.
I thought
no. All of the candy was delicious, but the rainbow stripes were my favorite.
Yeah, that hodgepodge bag. It was saying how like no two bags are the same, and I'm not familiar enough with the Scottish candy to see this, but I think that I was actually shopping with my mother-in-law when we picked out these candies, and I think she was saying that like I guess it must just be a company that makes different types of like fruit snacks, and this is all of them in one bag, so you get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and like that's pretty brilliant idea.
It's Haribo does the same thing. It's called the Star Mix.
Okay.
So just little leftovers. So you'll have
gummy bears.
There's the cola, there's the gummy bear, there's the candy cane. There's a worm randomly in here. Okay. I kind of like that mentality. It's kind of like the with Dum Dum lollipops. The mystery flavor is usually just a transition of flavors.
Yeah, it's actually what I do. I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the radio, but I have like a quarter candy machine in my office. And I just pick all the best styles of M&Ms and mix them all together. So, I got like the mint M&M, the peanut butter M&M, the caramel M&M in there, the I like the pretzel M&M. You know, the ones that are best. I mean, let's be honest, they're all pretty much winners, but some are better than others.
One
for
day I'm
sure.
waiting for you to just go rogue and then hear JT like screaming down the hall, "Son of a bitch, he put Skittles in the M&M one."
I would never combine those two. The Skittles one is to the left. It's well labeled. There's no mistaking it. You always have to have the Skittles, man. Skittles are
Skittles are good.
they're such a good go-to. There's even different variations that are nice. But so yes, we are talking dessert. We can talk candy all day with this. The Biggie s'mores that you popped. I know that we recently had the bourbon barrel version. I guess that was just a couple weeks ago. So almost was like, you know, I almost feel like we're going back to that same well. But then when I looked on Untapped and I saw that I have not had that, I've only had the barrel version. I was like, well, I guess I got to try it.
The
So,
bourbon barrel one was so good, in my opinion, that I don't even know that I would have been offended if you had brought the bourbon barrel one.
yeah, but didn't want to go back to that
You
same
want to
well,
double
like
up.
I said.
And,
yeah.
and it's good to have the OG,
Mm-hmm.
you know, after trying.
And that being said, I know it
accurate.
is different. They release it each year. So I would assume and hope it says on there. I'm guessing. I don't know. That might have been, I guess, 2022. Probably not. I think it was released end of last year rather than this year.
Canned. Ugh. Good Lord. That's
Forever.
my dad's birthday.
Oh, was it?
October 6th, 2022. I didn't get him anything. So maybe putting this in a Ziploc baggie and mailing
There
it.
you go. Here's a can with the birthday on there. So yeah, but and of course, October, you know, that was a few months ago. But you know, with stouts, especially big stouts
They'll
like this,
hold.
it'll hold no problem. Oh, show. Are you good? So I got the breweries, the bakery, and I know that this is an awesome series. I've had a few from there. Mikey was saying he's trying to get some more different ones because they're always just amazing. Do you do any baking?
No, I try and avoid it as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where like you can't really taste test throughout. You kind of have to,
Just hope for the
just
best.
hope
Hope
for
you
the
did
best.
it right.
and that doesn't work for me. So
Yeah.
no, I do not bake. Do you
There's-
bake?
there's-
I know you make those delicious turtles like it's my favorite
That's
part of
not-
the
I
holidays,
don't-
but that's not really baking.
I mean, how do you define baking? I mean, it does go in the oven, but for just 3 minutes or something. Like to me, baking, something needs to rise.
Okay.
I think that's the
Well,
definition
okay.
of baking.
So I guess I lied. I bake bread. I
That's
can't bake
definitely
sweet
baking.
stuff.
That's-
That is I will occasionally make some delicious bread.
I would
like
certainly
garlic loaves.
count that. I would certainly
Okay.
count bread, but no, I don't do any baking. Even, I mean, I guess there's this type of cookie that I've made, but other than that, that's the only thing I've ever done from scratch.
I
that
did the
can
pretzels
recall.
we did last year, which I
There you
think
go.
Pretzel Day is coming up.
I would also count that as baking. And yes, I do love a good pretzel day. I do hope that's coming up. I don't know. We got to look at the calendar.
Even if it's not a Tuesday, we still gotta have
No,
some pretzels.
I would be happy with that. I do know that Valentine's Day is falling on a Tuesday, so I might try and grab some Valentine's Day beers. Although I feel like we've done them all. Like, we'll see if there's anything new. Otherwise, maybe it'll just be we drink what we love.
There you go.
So that was kind of my other loophole.
Look at
Right
that.
now, I have 2 shows, and both of them I know I'm gonna love. I usually try and pick beers that we're gonna love. So, and thankfully at the cellar, there's no shortage of those. But I have one show in particular that I just picked up at the cellar, and I didn't look at the receipt, but it could be the most expensive Brewsday Tuesday we've ever done.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they got a nice shipment of some big, beautiful beers, and I can't quote Mikey because there was an expletive in there, but he basically was just like, "Oh, you guys are gonna get S-faced on that show."
All right.
So there's a little. I don't know if
Ready.
we're gonna do that next week or maybe the week. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll do it on Valentine's Day. Who knows? But it's gonna be a good one. I tell you what, man, this is a good one, dude. I might even go ahead and untap it, even though I do have quite a few sips left. You know, I keep saying I'm not a stout guy, but I think it's just because if it's just a typical stout. But anything, if you add a sweetness to it like this, the oatmeal raisin, or even if it make it imperial. I mean, it is an imperial, but so this is the best of both worlds. 8.3%. I knew right off the bat I was going to love it. just the fact that it's from the brewery, you know, you're gonna love it. I mean, it's got the notes. I mean, man, right on the nose, you could tell that it's going to be a sweet, delicious, smooth beer. The lacing is fantastic. I don't know. This one might have been on the shelf a little longer. August of 2022 is when it was canned. But again, you know, these types of beers, they'll have quite the shelf life, no doubt about it. In fact, I bet there's numerous ones where you can find that are years, you know, a few years removed, and they're still good.
I think it would be interesting, and it would take a little commitment on our part, but it might be interesting to do like a vertical flight of like stouts, even just like with Guinness, just to see how it ages and how it holds. Like once a year, buy some Guinness. But to me, I know it's not your favorite style, but to me, it's such a versatile thing.
It is. There's no doubt about
like
that.
IPAs, you could be doing a lot more with stouts, and I think a lot of breweries are starting to see that.
I would almost say that it might be one of the most. It's probably could be the most versatile beer. Because you're saying, I mean, you could do a lot with IPAs, but man, like stouts, I feel like you could do even more. I've had so many different kinds of stouts
all over the place, and it's just wild to me.
Because you can mix all the different fruits. There's cherry stouts. I mean, all that jazz. Then there's all the sweet aspects of it. There's all the barrel aging that gets done with it. A lot of stuff you can do with stouts.
Stouts are, and I don't know how complicated the process is, because I mean, you're not hopping, you're almost not hopping at all. And it's just it's got to be the closest thing to baking in beer, I think. Maybe that or a sour.
Sour, yes. That's a whole different
Because a sour, you're waiting for the wild yeast to just kind of do what it's going to do, and that's crazy too.
Yeah, I don't know. I still haven't wrapped my head around the whole brewing process, but I need to, because I do have a brew kit that I need to get working on. We'll say that we'll get hopefully actually drink that one on the show. I know that my first attempt never even really made it, but I digress. I didn't get to finish giving this my rating.
Really interrupted.
We do the Untapped scale, a very handy dandy application if you like craft beer. I recommend it. Drez Drinks is my handle. Big Nate Danger sitting across from me on the scale. I would give this one a 5. I got a feeling it's going to be a lot of 5s dish out today. I do want to mention that I don't know why I know that it's always been like this, but I've never done it. So if you open Untapped, somehow I just discovered this over the weekend, and to me, it's a game changer. So, you know, I go to a brewery or I go to a bar and I want to look up, you know, I'm looking at the menu. Before I order a beer, I want to know if I've had it before, if it's good or whatever. And I don't know why I always just search for the beers that sound good to me. If you click underneath here with nearby venues, and then you just click on the venue you're at, whether it's a brewery or whatever, if they're good about it, and every place that I did this, like 3 or 4, it was breweries, it was bars, it has what's on tap, and then they're all right there. And you can look for your green mark to see if you've had it. And even if you haven't had it, it'll show you the rating. It'll give you all that, and it's all right there. So easy, mind blown. I'm going to be able to pick out a beer much faster now.
So that is game changing, and I didn't know it either. I'm thankful I'm on the same platform as you, because surely it's different on the iPhone because they've got to be special. I
just realized I was showing
it on video.
I might as well actually show it if you're watching
Facebook
the video
Live
or the YouTube. So here's the interface. It's right here, nearby venues, and if I look at it, Brickhouse Pizza, Long Way Brewing, Sharky's, BT's, they're all right there. And then you click, and then you're looking at what beers they got on tap. And yeah, they're right there. Like, oh, I've had the Shotgun Wedding. Oh, but I haven't had the pomegranate from Downey, you know.
Ooh. We got to go get some pomegranate.
Fantastic. I know it'd be nice if, you know, we got thrown a bone from Untapped with all the plugs and stuff we do for them, but I swear they have not shown us 1 ounce of love. I'm just a big proponent of their application.
It's a pretty perfect platform. There are some changes I would make, but not many.
Oh, I will say this. When I was at Old Salem Brewing over the weekend, they have their flaws, because I was trying to look at this stuff up on Untapped, and Untapped was just like not working. That happens quite a few times. So we'll go ahead and dog them a little bit while we're at it as well. But and honestly, it was off-putting. I wasn't able to like Untap. I was like, I think these other beers I haven't had. I probably want to try them, but maybe we'll just have to come back because I can't.
I gotta wait.
I gotta wait
can't
till
do
I
this.
can confirm that I haven't had them or whatever. So that's pretty pathetic and sad that that's how I justify and decide what I'm drinking. But that's the world I live in.
So I really am frustrated with this 3-notched Biggie S'mores Imperial Stout
I'm sorry to hear that.
because I didn't have this one before the bourbon barrel, so I feel like I was already
It's
spoiled for
hard.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
This is delicious.
To me,
Do not get me wrong.
it's
you
like
can't go
watching
wrong
the
with it.
sequel before
Yeah.
you see the.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what it was. It was. I
You
know-
can do it,
I-
but it's not an ideal way. to
This
do
is really good. It definitely has that chocolate and graham cracker flavor, and it's very creamy, smooth drinking. I mean, I think even like a casual, this is your person in your family who's like, yeah, I don't really like beer. I think you could hand this to them. Like, do you like chocolate? Yeah. Do you like s'mores? Yeah. I think you could hand this to them and they would absolutely drink it. I've got no negative marks against it other than the fact that it's not the bourbon barrel version of it. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4.25.
Yeah. I mean, you got to, I'm sure, obviously, the bourbon barrel version is going to be a little bit better. We should have expected that, but still great score. And again, both of them you can get down there. Last I checked at the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store. We'll take a quick break. We'll play a tune. We'll come back and drink more of our dessert beers on Brewsday Tuesday. Stick around.